We will talk about him now. Okay. Do you know that he was a pedophile and he had a lot of sex charges, molestation charges? Do you know that? He wasn't perfect, even though his music are still good. And growing up, I listened to a lot of his MV musical videos. The days before YouTube, for sure. And we danced to his music growing up. So, according to this documentary, there were two guys accusing Michael of sex abuse when they were young, several years ago. And Michael had money. His estate denied all allegations. His estate even sued HBO for this documentary. And it seems that there were only two accusations. But after his death in 2009, many people came forth and some changed their verdict in courts. We are going to see. It started in 1986. And this guy called Jimmy, he was in the Pepsi commercial. And he was friends with Michael and his family. And he said that Michael was nice to him, being generous, and so on. But it was found that Michael slept with Jimmy against his will. It was child molestation. Investigation began 7 years later. And the police did not find Michael guilty initially. And, well, he actually molested 4 kids. Well, that's a lot. And some claim that he was in love with the boy. And Michael argued with the boy's mother. And he said that it's just brotherly love, being good friends, stuff like that. It's not about sex or molestation. And lawsuits continue in the early 90s. But nothing really happens. Michael was still free to do concerts and so on, as we can see. And because Michael had money, he was able to settle the lawsuits. And some dropped their charges. And we saw this guy, Wade Robson. Apparently, he was molested by Michael when he was 10, but he came forth more than 10 years later. And Wade's mother talked about Wade's slumber party with Michael. And it seems to me, if you read this paragraph, the mom wasn't very suspicious. They are just playing, and then they slept together when they are tired. So this is an example of celebrity crime or some called it criminal celebrity. As you can see, it seems that law enforcement personnel, even the public in general, or society as a whole, reacted to all these allegations in a different way. If Michael wasn't an artist, a celebrity, he might be prosecuted right away. My 2 cents, you don't need to agree. Even the mom wasn't very suspicious. I don't know. It seems to me that if I were the mom and Michael, my child barely know him, I think twice before I let my child sleep with Michael. They can play, but sleeping, I think twice. So maybe because Michael was celebrity, it influenced Wade's mother's opinion of Michael. The mother initially wasn't suspicious. She was excited that the child got to know Michael. She was honored, in fact. So it seems to me that when it comes to celebrity crime, certain charisma of all these celebrity, Michael included, can influence people's opinions. And because of that, maybe Wade was kind of apprehensive to come forth initially. But he and the other guy came forth 10 years later to accuse Michael of sex abuse. And his sister, Michael's sister, came forth saying that it's true. Her brother had histories of abuse, accusations, and molestation. So it could be true. Because Latoya's is his sister, and that's what she claimed. It could be true. And in another documentary, apparently Michael was close to another young teenager. They were holding hands. And somewhere, Michael claimed that he needs all these, so to speak, relationships with all these young boys or young teenagers to get his inspiration because of their innocence and purity. I think I have a feeling Michael Jackson wasn't in the right mental state for saying that. And he did something to Martin as well, among other boys, when they shared a bed. And he was only prosecuted 17 years later. It was first found out in 1986. Police only looked into this and pressed charges 20 years later. He got caught, as we can see. He got caught. He was arrested. But nothing happened. He was able to file or apply for bail and he got out. And he was actually acquitted on all these charges. Nothing really happens. On all these criminal counts, 10 of them is a lot. they dropped the charge. And apparently, if you read through this news article, he did many things to many boys and teenagers. Apparently, he only targeted guys or boys. He considered them his special friends, quote unquote. Initially, when they first testified, they denied that Michael did anything bad to them. But later, after his death, they changed their verdict. And he did something to Gavin. Even his brother confirmed that. I think Michael is mentally off. He had a special relationship with all these guys, boys. And he showed them pornography. Is a form of abuse and indirect molestation. I don't think people in their right mind, if they want to get close to people they work with, people who are younger than them, they would not show pornography to all these young guys. I think Michael was mentally off. Even Gavin's mother acknowledged that. And this Wade Robson, initially he denied that Michael did something to him. And later he changed his verdict more than 10 years later. So, as you see in other instances of celebrity crime, it seems that people's reaction towards all these celebrity are somewhat different. If Michael was just a common person, he might be prosecuted pretty soon. And I don't know why all these people, they gave false testimony initially. They said nothing. Michael did not do anything to us. Then they changed their verdict. I don't know if they were initially intimidated by him or because of his charisma. We read in the previous paragraph, even the mom of that boy trusted him. So sometimes famous people, they can use their wit, their charisma to influence public opinions. This includes when they break the law. This is what we mean by celebrity crime. Can you see that? And Michael Jackson was acquitted of all charges. He had money to hire a good lawyer. And maybe because of his antics, he wore pajamas to the court, to trial. Maybe this influenced jury's opinion, jury's decisions. Maybe this influenced how they arrive at their decisions, in my opinion. And he slept with many young guys. But he was acquitted. And sometimes they blame the victim's mother. They say that the mother was not in her right mind to let her boy sleep with Michael. They blame the victim. So, as you can see, the adjudication process when it comes to famous people, celebrities, is somewhat different for other common people. They are more inclined to blame the victim. And they claim that the mother committed a fraud and perjury. She just wants money from Michael. He was rich, right? So she made something up. She accused Michael just to get money from him. And after his death, many people came forth. They changed their verdict. This is one common characteristic of celebrity crime. And if we read further, after his death, Louis Vuitton, they retracted Michael's products and designs because of what he did. Only many years later.